Hello everyone, Liz here at the Mix and Ball Homestead. Today I am bringing you my Panamanian tamales. Now let me show you the ingredients that you're going to need. You're also going to need some equipment, but don't fear, there's also an easy way. I've already cut and washed all my vegetables and herbs that I'm going to be using and clean my chicken, but still I'm going to be pointing at it so that you know exactly what you're going to need. Okay, you're going to need about 3 cups of maíz trillado, and this is an all yellow corn, so it's gonna split yellow corn. They sell it at Walmart, but I have not. Hold on, y'all, I got something in my stove. That's another recipe for y'all. But what I was saying was that I usually purchase this from Walmart or Food Lion in the Hispanic aisle, but I have not seen it for months. So I'm gonna have to just go to an Amish store because I believe that they might sell it. But don't fear, I have towards the end, I'm gonna show you what else you can use instead of this. I'm actually gonna be cooking the chicken with this, and so I have 1 habanero pepper, 6 cloves of garlic. Down here is a small onion, 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, another handful of cilantro, and 3 celery stalks chopped. And I'm also going to be using 2 chicken cubes. Here are the rest of the ingredients that we're going to need for the tamales. We're going to need some olives, the ones that are stuffed, and you're also going to need some capers. Traditionally, in some parts of Panama, you will find people making tamales with green peas, or like the sweet peas, and raisins or prunes. I don't like either of those two, so I always omit them. We also have some tomillo, salt, and some soy sauce, and our banana leaves. We're going to be making our own annatto oil, and I have the seeds that I purchased from the international market. So this is what I'm going to be using. So you're going to need about 3 cups of vegetable oil as well to make your annatto oil, unless you can find annatto oil somewhere where you live. Now the process for making tamales is not a fast one, so bear with me. This might be my first extra long video, so bear with me please. But I want to show y'all how to make Panamanian tamales. To wrap our Panamanian tamales, we're going to be using these banana leaves. Back home we normally use bijao, but we don't have that here, so the closest thing that we can use is banana leaves. These you can get at any international market. Nowadays even Walmart sells them, depending on where you live, in the frozen section. And you're going to need some hilo pabilo or whatever type of string you have that you can use to tie your tamales. And here I have 10 chicken leg quarters. I've already cleaned them, cut them in half. So you can see some have the skin and some do not, and I just left the skin on a few just for flavor. So you can, a lot of people back home use chicken breast. I do not like chicken breast on my tamales because I just feel that it comes out dry, regardless of how long you marinate that doggone chicken breast. To season our chicken, we're gonna go ahead and add some cilantro. You can use a big blender if you have one. I'm just gonna use this small food processor. So I added some of the cilantro, my habanero, all of my garlic cloves, and some of the onion. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a sofrito. This is the consistency that you want to have your sofrito. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add all of that into our chicken. Okay, to that we're going to go ahead and add our 2 Maggi cubes. If you don't want to get your hands stained, you might want to go ahead and find yourself some gloves. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add our tomillo or thyme. And I'm just going to sprinkle some, and I cannot tell you 1 spoon, 2 spoons, because I don't cook with measurements, you guys. I try my best, but for tamales, I have no measurements other than the 3 cups of corn. And then you're going to add, let's see, roughly about 2 tablespoons of salt. And this is kosher salt. And then we're going to add a little bit of soy sauce. And we're going to go ahead and mix all this together. Make sure that all your chicken is coated with this goodness. We can go ahead and make our annatto oil. So I have this old pot here that I'm going to be using, and I have my annatto seeds. Let me bring you a little bit closer, see if you can see them. This is what the annatto seeds look like, and we're going to go ahead and use this, and we're going to make our annatto oil. So to my canola oil, I don't have any other vegetable oil, and I don't want to use olive oil, so the only one I have is canola. So I'm going to go ahead and add, that's probably about maybe half a cup of annatto seeds, and I'm going to add that to my oil, and I have it on medium high, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit and allow that to release its color. Okay, another thing that you want to watch out, once this starts boiling, you want to turn it off. If you leave it to boil too much, then it can make your oil sour, and you don't want that. Okay, as you can see, the annatto has started to boil, so we're going to go ahead and turn it off and remove it from the heat. Look at this. So if you ever want to make Spanish rice and you're wondering how you get that nice yellow color, that's the secret. Okay, so let's go ahead and strain our annatto oil. And we're going to leave it on cover. If you want this corn to give you the maximum yield, it is best to soak it overnight. Okay, if you soak it overnight, the next day you will cook it maybe for like 30 minutes and it will be done. If you don't, then you're going to have to boil this corn for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, until it gets to the point where that we need to be able to grind our corn. All right, everyone, so it is the next day and our chicken has been marinating overnight. So we're gonna go ahead and add the oil that we made yesterday. Okay, and this, if I can open it. All right, so I'm gonna open this thing. Ooh, that took an effort. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and pour it into our pan. And that's probably maybe like 4 to 5 tablespoons. This is what gives the chicken and our tamales the color. I don't use tomato paste. You can do it with tomato paste if you like, but I don't like it. I think it gives the tamales a sour taste, and then you can run the risk of your tamales going bad really, really fast. So instead we use achote or annatto oil. Okay, so I just threw in a few little pieces of our seasoning, our vegetables that we chopped up to make sure our oil is ready. Go ahead and start browning our chicken. I think I have space for one more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and brown our chicken on the other side. And if you have a bigger pot, you can use a bigger pot. But I'm using the smaller one today. And I'll just have to do it in batches. Okay, so go ahead and add your chopped veggies, cilantro, and I use the stem and all, you guys, and all the rest of the veggies that we chopped yesterday. We are going to mix this in, and we're going to allow this chicken to sweat. And what it's going to do is going to release its own juices. I didn't chop this one, you guys. And what it's going to do is going to release its own juices and get all that flavor into the chicken. What we're going to do now is add some water to cover the chicken. And we're going to cook this chicken on high for about 20 minutes. Go ahead and cover your pot and allow it to cook. And it's looking delicious already. Now at this point, we are going to go ahead and taste for flavor and salt and see if it needs more salt or more flavor. Again, I tend to cook with low salt, so you have to adjust the salt and the seasonings to your liking. Okay, so to me it is a little bit seasoning. So let me show you what I'm going to be adding. And I apologize, I don't have the original container because I buy in bulk, but I'm going to be adding one of these sazon Goya con culantro y achiote. Let me turn that off. So it just basically has cilantro and annatto. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to give it a flavor. And bring you all back. And now we're going to mix this. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and turn our stove to medium low because we don't want the sauce to dry out. We need the sauce for our dough. So let me taste it again. I'll go ahead and turn my stove off. And I'm going to use my colander right here, and I'm going to separate the meat and veggies from the sauce because I need that sauce for my tamal, for the dough. While we wait for our chicken and sauce to cool off, we're going to go ahead and bring a pot of water to boil, and we're going to add a teaspoon of salt into the water, and we're going to bring that to boil. Okay, during this time while this is boiling, we're going to go ahead and prepare our leaves. I've already cleaned these ones, but when it comes like this. It comes in a pack, and just basically going to cut it open. Usually have a little hole here that makes it easier to just cut through there. Okay, and then you're going to take your leaves out, and as you can see, these ones are very, very brittle, so you might not even be able to use the first one. When you buy them, try to see if you can find the ones that are greener. Once you wash all of your leaves, you're going to get your paper towel and you're going to remove all this white film that is on your leaves, front and back. Okay, and you kind of sort of going to roll them like this and put them to the side. Okay, you do the same thing for all of them. And we're going to submerge this in that boiling water because we need to sanitize these leaves, and also by boiling them it makes them more pliable when you're wrapping your tamales. And don't worry about the size of the leaf. Again, I'll show you in a minute what to do with that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is to cut our string. Okay, so back home we have this string. It's called pabilo. My mom brought me this. She brought me 8 of these balls, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I still have 3 left. If you cannot find this, you can go to Dollar Tree and buy this little twine stuff. So what I do is I get 24 inches of this string. And this is what I'm going to need for one, okay? So you need about the size of a ruler twice, about 24 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And for that amount of chicken that I cooked, I'm probably going to get maybe about 10 tamales. So I'm going to just get 10 pieces of string. And I just do them all at one time and just cut the ends. Okay, so now that we have our 10 strings, we're just going to cut the ends. To separate them. And we'll do that for the other side as well. I think that's it. Okay, we're going to set this to the side. Okay, so our water is starting to boil. So what we're going to do is we're going to submerge our leaves in this water. And carefully just lay them there just for a few minutes. And all we want to do is just make sure that these leaves get into the contact with the water so they can become more pliable. Okay, so when you take them out, you want to put them either on a strainer or you want to put them on a thick towel that is going to absorb the water. And this is what I do. I have these big gloves and I just take them out and set them on my towel to rest. Ooh, smells like banana leaves. Now, I've seen some people back home using this same water to cook their tamales. No. Get your fresh water and start boiling some fresh water, but not yet. Okay, once you take your leaves out, you're going to see this white film that it starts to build on your leaf. That is absolutely okay. Okay, that is just part of the nature of the leaf. So let's go ahead and focus on our dough. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our corn ready. We're going to boil this for 1 hour to 1.5 hours, depending on how fast it cooks down. But we're going to be checking it periodically. Once it's done, I'll bring you guys back and show you how to check when the corn is ready. And with the magic of television, our corn is ready. So I'm going to show you what the corn looks like. Let me bring you a little bit closer. And that is how you want the corn to look. I'm going to show you how to test the corn. So just grab a few pieces of corn and all you're going to do is smash it. You want it to still be a little grainy in the inside, but soft enough that the fork can go through. So as you can see, it's not runny. It's getting still stuck to our fork, but it still has some texture to it. This is perfect for our tamales, and this is exactly the same way you cook the corn for Panamanian tortillas. Okay, so right now we are ready to start grinding our corn. Don't rinse your corn, okay? If you rinse your corn, you're gonna get rid of all the flavor. Alright, so the kids went ahead and helped me out to grind all of this, and there's only a little bit here that I'm going to go ahead and keep pushing through. Make sure that you don't get your fingers caught up in there, you guys, okay? It slides because I have it here. I literally took my drawer out of here, and I have this here so it doesn't slide as much and it doesn't damage my countertop. Alright, so all of that is out. Make sure that you wash this machine as soon as you can, because if not, this corn will stick to that like glue. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my cilantro, onions, garlic, and green onions, and I'm going to go ahead and put them through the meal and mix it with the rest of the ingredients. Usually you want to do that with the corn. Let me make sure I get all of the cilantro. And as you can see, I'm using stems and all, and most of the onions. And that should be enough. Oh, okay, so that took more effort than the corn by itself. This little tool, and see if I can scrape everything out of here. See? And here's our dough. The temptation not to eat this chicken, you guys. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Back home, when you buy tamales, chicken tamales, you will find the chicken tamales with the bone. You'll find the whole piece of chicken inside of the tamal. I don't like that. I want to be able to get some bites and no bones. So what I do, I just literally take the bone out, and then I eat this one, so separate. And I'll take the bones out. Trying to keep the chicken as intact as I possibly can. Okay, and I do the same thing with the chicken leg. Just literally pushing my fingers through it and disconnecting the chicken drum, the bone from it, removing the cartilage and all those little bones, but keeping the chicken leg as intact as I can. Okay, you can remove the skin as well. A lot of people don't want the skin in their tamales. Okay, and you will do that for all of the pieces of chicken. Again, this is optional. I just do it that way because I don't like bones in my tamales. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back as soon as I'm done. Now this is where you're going to need to have your gloves. Make sure they are food grade gloves. Have to wear gloves, but just in case. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab yourself a cup, and then you're gonna start adding your liquid to your dough. This is what's gonna make this dough flavorful. Okay, so just start with 3 cups. And start mixing. Okay, you don't want your dough too soft, and you don't want your dough too hard, because once it cooks, once it's boiling, the corn is going to harden. Remember when we cooked our corn, we left it that it still has some texture to it. It has to continue cooking in the pot. So once it does that, it's going to harden. So you want to make sure that you have sufficient liquid for it. But you don't want it too runny either. You know how many people been after this recipe for years? Can you get me the recipe? I said, I don't have a recipe. I just do a little bit of this and a dash of that. Okay, so just a little bit more. And don't despair. I tell you all, the ones that you can't find this corn, because we have to learn how to make this in different ways. So just stick to the end of the video and I'll show you how to make it. If you don't have the actual dry corn and the cornmeal, you can still make this and it's still going to taste the same way. Okay, this is perfect. This is the consistency that we want. Okay, So now what I'm going to do, we're going to start putting everything together. Okay, so we're now ready to start shaping our tamales. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your leaf, okay, that has a hole. So you grab another leaf, you put it right on top. You get a little bit of the oil, and then you're going to put it in the middle where you're going to place your dough. You're going to grab yourself a serving spoon of the dough, and you're going to just put it right here in the middle, kind of sort of spread it. You can make this as big or as small as you want to. Once you do that, you grab your chicken, place it right in the middle. You got your capers and your olives, and then you can put as many as you like or as little as you like. Get in there, get in there. And then you're going to put some of your guiso and a little bit of that sauce. Okay. Then we're going to shape this. Like this. Kind of sort of to close it up. And then we start wrapping our tamales. And don't worry about this, we added salt to this, so this is gonna be okay. Then you fold, you flip it over, you get your string, and you start at the middle of the string, okay? The middle of the string and the middle of the tamal. You're gonna put your thumbs there, flip it, cross the string over, tie it on the top, flip it, turn the tamal, turn it, and then you're going to do it the same way until you get to the end where you're going to tie it. Okay, and then you have it. There's number one. Right to your boiling pot. Now, if you feel that you didn't do a really good job wrapping, or that your leaves were really brittle and they're going to break, you can always use foil. But foil, to me, takes away the flavor, or gives it a different flavor to me. Other people say they don't feel the difference, but that's just me. So you can wrap it there, you know, and that way you prevent the contents from coming out. I don't like it this way, but this is an alternative, okay? You still need to put your banana leaves inside. You don't want to cook that on this foil by itself. So you put that to the side, and then you wrap the rest of the tamales. Okay, so let's do one more. Grab your oil. You're going to spread it on your leaf. You grab a nice spoon of your dough. And then you spread your dough. You grab your chicken. You put your pieces of chicken. At this point, you can also add your raisins and pitted prunes if you want to. Again, I don't like it, so I'm not going to add it. Our water is boiling, so we're going to go ahead and place our tamales in our water, and we're going to cook them for 45 minutes. Okay, our cooking time is finished. So we're going to go ahead and get our tamales out. I'm going to put them out to rest. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and allow our tamales to cool about 10 minutes before we unwrap them. Make sure you start boiling your water because this process goes much faster. So what we're gonna do is, since let's assume that you don't find the corn or you don't have a corn grinder, then what is the alternative if you want to make some tamales, or even if you want to make corn tortillas? It's going to be this masarepa, and this is what it looks like when you buy it at the store. You can buy it from Walmart, or you can buy it from an international grocery store, or anywhere that has a Hispanic food aisle. You will be able to find it there. But you have to make sure that it says masarepa, okay? If it doesn't say masarepa, it's just going to be plain cornmeal, and it's not going to work. All right, so for this amount, I think I'll have here, I want to say maybe that's around 3.5 to 4 cups of the sauce. So for that amount, I'm going to mix 2 cups of our masarepa and then start from there. And you gotta get your hands in there because that's the only way that you're gonna be able to tell whether you need more or not. When you start adding your masarepa, it's gonna look loose like this, but it's gonna thicken up. So, add it slowly as you mix. You will feel it. That's why you have to use your hands, because you're gonna feel it as you go. It's thickening, okay? We need to achieve similar consistency of the one that we made earlier with the actual corn. Okay, so this is the consistency that you want. It's not too thick, but it's not watery either. So let's go ahead and start shaping our tamales. Dinner is ready. Let's give it a try. You guys, This is delicious. I don't think they're gonna make it to Thanksgiving. I might have to make another batch. Now this is gonna be my husband's dinner. All right, so let's go ahead and open it so you can take a look. You guys, I don't think I'm gonna be cooking for Thanksgiving. I might have enough leftovers. Anyway, but this is it. This is it. So take a look at this one compared to that one. What do you think? And I will place a link above if you want to learn how to make this delicious Panamanian rice and chicken. And until next time, may the Lord bless you, may the Lord keep you, is my prayer for you.